Win Bitcoin, win Tesla. I feel like we have to look at all of them, right? We have to look. We just have to. We just have to. But the roaring conclusion, it is clear now. It's clear. It's always really been clear. Like we knew we were going back to all time highs. We talked about it every single time we went live. We talked about new all time highs, new all time highs. Now, did I think it was gonna happen this quickly? Yes. The answer is yes. Yes, I did. Nah, not this quickly. This is actually crazy. Maybe I thought like by the end of April, but what we've been seeing right now is just pure euphoria, and it's just gonna continue to get more euphoric. So when you say win Bitcoin, I think it's gonna be fairly soon. We just saw the Nasdaq rally add trillions of dollars in the span of 3 weeks. Okay, so when we're looking at Bitcoin and how fast the rally would be for Bitcoin, I expect the rally to be just as quick. Just as quick. And the people positioning themselves now are going to benefit in the coming months. Okay, so we're going to look at Tesla. We're going to look at a few things. Okay? We're going to look at a few things. I don't plan on being live for too long. I really don't. The main reason why I don't plan on being live for too long today is because this should be very simple. This should be very simple. The dips are going to be very shallow, and we're going to end up getting the Qs to 7. Like this thing is going to continue to go to 700. It's just going to continue to march its way to the upside until we go back and review some things. But right now, it's just pure bullishness. So we're going to try to find the best tickers right now, and that's just what it's going to be. We're going to try to find the best tickers, some good stocks, and we're gonna call it that because right now everyone is gonna look like a genius. Okay, I just seen some people in WOM, like they never make money, and they making money right now. So it's just gonna be pure euphoria, and I anticipate it to continue. Could we get a pullback on the way? Briefly, sure. Maybe little pullbacks, but every single dip should be bought. So, anyways, let's look soon. It's creeping up, and this is a sign. Watch the VIX exploding. It's going parabolic. Bitcoin 80K. Yeah, I think so too. Let's look at one thing before we get started, which is the fear and greed. The last time we looked at this, it was the put and calls. It was at 1. Okay, I think and this thing went down very sharply, very very quickly. We can't even see the April tariffs anymore. But some of you guys remember we talked about the April tariffs, way back here, and it was at 1, and then we saw that massive rally all the way up until where we are currently. So we're getting that same sort of thing. I anticipate this to continue to make a move to the downside. Like the April tariffs was back here. You can't see it now, but this thing continued to move to the downside until May, June. Okay, and really, I want to see what was happening back then. Okay, we had the April tariffs. Now we got a quicker rally to the upside just based on now people are understanding the Trump, the taco. They're understanding the market dynamics a bit better. So we did get a faster rally to the upside. But you look at what happened down here. We rallied all the way to all-time highs, and we just kept continuing to march to the upside. I anticipate the same thing to happen currently, where we continue to just march to new all-time highs. The reason being is because a lot of people are trying to fight inflation, and asset winners are going to be king as they always have, and that's just going to be the narrative that is going to be blasted everywhere. So our job is to find the best stocks, some undervalued gems, if you will. Of course, we're at all-time highs, but there's some undervalued gems out there. Okay, Microsoft being one. But anyways, put in the comments some stocks you guys want to look at, and we'll look at them. My boy want to look at Tesla. We'll look at Tesla. Although it rallied super crazy today, we looked at this. The last time we went live, and now it's forming a weekly, and we talked about it forming a weekly hidden bull divergence, like you see right here. Okay, so spot on. Tesla analysis on Sunday. If you didn't get in, you didn't get in. It now has earnings in 7 days. Crazy day today. So I don't want to take too much time to look at it. Just know that this is more likely than not going to continue to march to the upside. It just actually broke from this huge downtrend that you're seeing right here. Okay, this year-long downtrend. So I anticipate this to continue to make new highs. Okay. Ooh, USO, my boy want to look at USO. Look, man, this is more likely than not going to continue to go down. Okay, before we get into anything else, what you have to realize about what's been happening in the market, and if you haven't been paying attention, is that is that the market is pumping in certain sectors. Okay, when the market first got started, it was strictly Nasdaq. Okay, Nasdaq, stocks, S&P 500. Then it got switched into gold and silver. As I think like around October, until where you see it now. And then just this year, it got switched into oil. Okay, and all two of those things gold and oil are gonna go down. And what's gonna end up getting rotated into, I personally believe, is crypto. So this is done. Oil is done. It's no longer like the hot trade. Okay, the news is done. This was built on just news. Okay, so done. Okay, gold was built on just not really news, but just being at the right place. This is gold. Okay, they're gonna pump it. It got pumped. Gold people got paid. Now, if you're trying to focus on oil, focus on what's happening in crypto, because they're trying to build tokenization of all stocks. They're trying to get it on the 24/7. They already put the 20. You don't even need 25K to day trade anymore. Okay, so now they're trying to put tokenization. I think Bitcoin and crypto is gonna Ethereum. This is your next oil chance. Okay, if you miss the gold run, if you miss the oil run, catch the crypto run, man. This should be the easiest run you should catch, because the Nasdaq and everything else is going to be rallying alongside of it. Okay, this should be very easy for you to catch, and it's going to happen very quickly. Okay, so don't waste your time. Now, I'm not talking about getting some weekly contracts, right? If you want to get into some things, BitX, make sure you're buying some time. But what you have to realize about crypto is that it doesn't take long for it to get started. Okay, it doesn't take long. If you haven't been in crypto at all, just know that we've seen Bitcoin at 74K one week, and then the next week at almost 100K, and then the next week after that almost at 110K. So just keep that in mind as you're looking at crypto. I think this is the next BMNR, yeah. But anyways, got 2400% on Microsoft. Yeah, like this is easy stuff that's happening. Riot June 25. Let's look at those. Absolutely, these are the trades, and people were laughing at Riot. They just don't know, okay? Forgive them. They just don't know, okay? Riot is going to be the trade. These are the trades that you want to pay attention to. You really want to pay attention to the market right now, because I'm telling you, like, this is why I don't want to spend too much time on live, because it should just be obvious now, okay? When we were going live, back when your round was happening, I was telling you all-time high. It wasn't as obvious, but now it is becoming just a clear, obvious trade. And if you're short, you're going to end up being wrong, because we're entering into a very euphoric period, okay? And it's going to take place for the next, month or two. And then after that, you probably want to sell everything, okay? We'll talk about that on a different day, but you probably want to sell everything. But yeah, I absolutely love Riot. It looks like it's breaking out of a flag, okay? It's finally breaking out of all this consolidation. It has Bitcoin on its side. It has everything on its side to make a massive rally. I think it's going to end up getting to 30, and possibly maybe this thing has gone through a 3-year long consolidation period, a 4-year long consolidation period, and Bitcoin is about to go through the most bullish period that it's been through since. I think this is going to be the most bullish period for Bitcoin. I think that it just is. It just is. Now, does it mean it's super bullish? Like, no, we're just in a very bullish period for all assets, particularly high risk. Mara, same thing. Okay, so I really like Mara. I really like Coin. Mara or Riot better. I like Riot a bit better just because they have deals with AMD. They got some AMD partnerships, good revenue. They're getting into data center stuff. So I think Riot, just based on they actually have some stuff going for them. Like JP Morgan even likes them. But I like Mara too. I'm actually in Mara. I like Mara. I mean, this is what I have for Mara. I think this is what I have. I think Mara gets to $48, and I think it's gonna happen fairly quickly. Fairly quickly. I'm always early. Okay, I'm always early. I'm never wrong. I'm early. I think Mara is gonna do very, very good. Okay. Bull, I'm not interested in Bull. Put in the comments the stocks you guys want to look at. We'll look at them. Coin, I think Coin's great. Coin is, oh my gosh, Coin. These are this is what I'm talking about, and we were spot on when we talked about the dip from 187 all the way to 167. And actually, I should have paid more attention to it, because it was like this is where it was bouncing above, and now it's holding above 187 and is ready to come back, to retest 211, and we're coming into a very bullish crypto and market cycle in general. So this is absolutely where Coinbase, you should be paying attention to. I think Coinbase is going to do absolutely amazing over the coming weeks to months. Okay, very easy period to be in the market. Very, very, very easy. Now, could we pull back a little bit? Yes, but these pullbacks are going to be shallow. They shouldn't be very big at all. They shouldn't be very big at all. Shop? I'm not looking at shop. I'm not looking at shop. I'm not looking at shop. I'm just not. I'm really not. Just this week, this is what we got in this week. We got in Shopify negative 100%, and then we got into Robinhood over 1,000%, and now we're in now calls over 97%. I actually think they could get to over 300%. Okay, BA might give an entry tomorrow. We already looked at Tesla. I want to look at BA. The BA analysis that I've came up with has not changed. I think BA is going to do absolutely incredible. These are the now it does have earnings in 7 days, and we do have earnings season actually coming up here fairly very soon. I actually think even some things happening on Market Watch or some like FOMC. Like let me see something. When is the next FOMC meeting? So now that the Iran situation is handled, we can focus on some other things. But really, I don't like none of it really. Yeah, like FOMC is April 28th through the 29th, which is basically just some rate cuts, and then I believe Kevin, and I believe the new Fed chair is in June. So rate cuts should be then. BA, can you please show us Tesla again? No. BA could go back to 400. I absolutely think it can. This is a 6-year long consolidation period, okay? And what did we just say? What did we just say about the state of how people are thinking right now? They're trying to beat inflation, okay? The dollar means, let me show you something, man. The dollar is going to continue to go down. We just had a large dollar, not even a large, but like a dollar rally while the Iran thing was going on, and now the dollar is absolutely dumping. This thing is going to continue to dump. Okay, it's going to continue to dump. It's going to continue to dump. Okay, it's going to continue to dump. And what should you expect? You should expect people to then believe that what? That what? The dollar is quote unquote worthless right now. In order to not be a victim of inflation, what do I need to do? I need to buy assets. So the money's going to come into these assets, and it's already been happening. Like the Iran war is really just it was already planned. Like they already knew it was happening. They already knew it was happening, and that's how you get huge scams like that. But cash isn't king. Sell all your dollars. Bro, we're getting rate raises at the next FOMC. I highly doubt it. Trump said rate cuts when the new really rate cut. We're actually going to get rate cuts, in my opinion, once the new Fed chair comes in. Trump is gonna tell him to jump, and dude's gonna be like, how high? Okay, that's the first thing you have to understand. Look, if you don't use your brain in this market, okay, if you don't just really think about if you don't like, this is an IQ test, okay? This is an IQ test. Like people like Trump was tweeting he's about to blow up a whole country. He's gonna blow up 90 million people, and people actually believed it. People actually sat there and believed he was gonna actually blow up 90 million people. And they sold everything. They thought he was gonna blow up 90 million people. Like this is an IQ test. Like really, you gotta use your brain and like come on. QEBT. What do you see in Hood before purchasing? I absolutely love Robinhood. We cooked up on Robinhood. I think these stocks. That's why Tesla, I believe, actually rallied so hard. You're gonna have a lot of retail. Look, retailers are gonna. We're gonna make this. This is the most beautiful time to be in the market. Now, obviously, this week, really Monday. I don't want to tell this thing's up 10%. I think it can continue to go to all-time highs because we're seeing it. The largest. Look at this, man. The last time we called Robinhood, I think Robinhood gets to 200. But last time we called Robinhood was down here at $40, $45, $60. Okay, around here, and we made a whole bunch of money because we got to like some August calls. And this thing ran up all the way to $150 in the span of like 3 months. The same thing I believe is going to end up happening because it has the same exact formation. The same exact thing is happening where you have hidden weekly bull divergence. Okay, higher high, lower high, but this is even steeper. Okay, This is an even steeper, I just don't know how people are bearish. This is an even steeper weekly hidden bull divergence to where the RSI has tons of room to now make some noise. But we're gonna end up paying attention. This is why these live streams are so important, because we're only gonna be bullish for a certain amount of time. We're only gonna be in a euphoric period for a certain amount of time. If you guys remember, if you traded back in 2020, 2021, the best time to be in the market was like the last few months. The last few months, because it was just straight up, like it was easy. It's either to get in at the bounces or or in the euphoric period, which you're in right now, because it just goes straight up. It's very quickly, so you don't want to be bearish, okay? But what's going to end up happening is, and what I'm paying attention to is what's going to end up forming when we get to this line right here, because we could form another bearish divergence like we had right here from here to here, okay, where we had these higher highs, right, and then we had this was a fake rally, got everybody snagged there, so this is what we're going to end up paying attention to. Not even, I think we'll see once this gets to 200. I think it's all-time highs, okay? Very bullish. I like Robinhood. I think it's a good buy right now. But don't get roach contracts. There you go. I'm not talking, look, if you want to day trade, if you want to hop into some quick trades, get in the Discord. We talk about stuff in the chat, Microsoft, everything, okay? Tesla, Robinhood for over 1,000%, now, we do that stuff. But if I'm on here, I'm strictly talking about, if you're looking to get into some Robinhood, get like some $100 June calls or something like that, okay? Don't get a roach contract. I want to make sure you make money in this very bullish time. The only way you're going to lose money in this bullish time is if you try to roach some contracts, okay? You try to roach some stuff. You try to get like some day, like some 0 days, But leaps are gonna cook, okay? Leaps are gonna cook, and if you remember anything, this is why I said it's like this is a very easy time, and that's why I don't want to take you guys' time up for too long tonight. This is just about finding some bullish stocks, okay? Some stocks that people use, some stocks that people use. Usually like retailer stock, like that's why Tesla, I believe, is going to go to 500. A lot of people know about Tesla. They're going to buy Tesla. A lot of people know about Bitcoin. They're going to buy Bitcoin. A lot of people know about Nvidia. They're going to buy Nvidia. A lot of people know about Robinhood. They're using Robinhood. They're going to buy some Robinhood. But yeah, SMCI. You guys want to look at SMCI? Bull is in the same round. I like Webull, but I think SMCI is great, but it's not something that I'm particularly interested in just yet. But it is bullish, okay? Huge revenue, like they make more revenue than I think like their market cap right now. They're only down right here because of what happened with the with the dude selling Nvidia chips or whatever. SoFi, GameStop. Let's look at Twilio. I like SoFi. SoFi's great, but Twilio's even greater. Twilio's even greater because you look at what's happening with Twilio. And Twilio's actually implemented in a whole lot of workstations that you wouldn't even know about. Okay, do some research on Twilio, but I think it easily get to 209. This is easy. Like, just look at this consolidation. No roach contracts, obviously. But this is what. Oh my gosh, the market is just so bullish. The market is just so bullish. You're gonna hate. And the thing is, this rally happens so quick, and this is why I said the dips are going to be shallow, because the rally happens so quick to where I didn't even position myself that well. I wish I would have just sat here and full ported a bunch of stuff. I got like the crumbs in my opinion, which I never get the crumbs. I didn't think it was going to happen that quick. I made a whole bunch of money, but I didn't think it was going to happen. I could have made a bunch more. I just didn't think it was going to happen that quick. So these dips are going to be shallow because a lot of people are on the sides. A lot of people have cash on the sides that they don't want to hold. A lot of people were bearish when we were rallying so hard. A lot of people are still kind of bearish, right? You understand? So these dips, you think you're going to get a large dip, you're probably not going to get a large dip. Probably not. If you do, you better buy it. You better buy it because people are looking to put their dollars in to assets. And the first thing you got to know is, I'm not talking about like the average Joe here, okay? Like the majority of stock owners is like they like, I think it's like what is it, like the 10% of the top 10% own 90% of the stock, something like that. Okay, so I'm not talking about people, I'm talking about the top 10% owning the 90. Those are the people trying to get into some stocks. Okay. They heard about the boomers heard about the Iran war and sold everything. He gonna buy 90 people? Man, I'm pressing sell. I'm getting out. This war is getting serious. I'm selling. We're going to April lows. I gotta get out. And then April 1st hit and everything turned green. This thing was down for 4 months and then in 3 weeks it went green. They're rushing to get in. They're trying to get in. They're trying to get in, okay? I'm telling you. This is gonna be very fun, okay? Do you have a chance to come back? What do you mean? CRM. Let's look at CRM really quick. I think these stocks are great, okay? I think these stocks are great. Meaning like these stocks are trading at 2020. Let me see. I just want to see something real quick, okay? A lot of people think Anthropic is going to take a lot of these people's businesses. I think it's going to make them better. Okay, I think it's going to make them better. Oh my gosh, yeah, it's going to make them better. I think it's good. I'm in now calls, but I hope you guys enjoy this live. I don't want to be live for too long. I think mainly what is going on right now, it is a pick me market, meaning you just got to make sure you're picking some good stocks in some good sectors, probably like higher risk assets, tech, upcoming new stuff. You just don't want to be caught in dead sectors. I think that's the main thing. And other than that, it's just using your brain. Okay, just turn on your brain for this rally that's going to take place over these next couple months. Don't be bearish. Okay, don't be bearish. We knew we were going to get to all-time highs. Now we're at all-time highs. Like we've been talking about ever since the Iran war happened, ever since the new year started. We knew we were going to get back to all-time highs. Now we're at all-time highs. Now the Qs is going to get into, new territory. The markets are going to turn raging bullish. Even more bullish than they are now. And the only thing you got to make sure you do is that you follow along, okay? Link is in the bottom. But anyways, I'll talk to you guys later, man. I'm out. Peace. Thank you for tuning in. Juan on top. Happy all-time highs. Hey, Juan, we live with Cypher, Hive. You guys know it's bullish, man. You guys don't look, man. We're in a dummies market. Dumb money gonna make money. Everybody's gonna make some money. I promise you. Everybody's gonna make some money. The only way you're not is if you roach some stuff. You try to time some stuff. Don't try to time it. This is gonna go up. Actually, this looks very good. But anyway, peace out, y'all. ONDS, of course. That's a retail. People love ONDS. Retailers love ONDS. I think this is gonna boom.